I remember the day when I called Travis and said, Travis, I have kind of this outrageous idea that maybe would be something that Kelp would want to do. I'd been working at Kelp for about 2 or 3 years in the garden there, and thought this might be a neat way to connect the island to the students' home communities and schools. And I thought it would be a neat way for instructors to visit the students' home communities and schools, and for them to be better teachers when the students actually come to the island, based on what they know about the realities at their home. Anyway, so I called Travis and said, how about we do this bike tour? And he said, well, I'm going to Europe. This was way back in 2005. And so 10 of us kind of threw together a silly bike tour. We went from Pasadena to San Diego, and then out to Phoenix. And that was the first trip. We didn't have any video blogs back then. We didn't even have a real blog. I don't know, we just try to get to the schools on our bikes and show up, and try to show students how we weren't just their fantastic instructors that they met on the island, but that we were also living sustainably, and how much we believed in living sustainably. So that was 2005, and I was kind of the one that was in charge, and it was really rough being the only one who knew the route, and who knew the schools, and who knew the chaperones, and had the food organized. Granted, there were a few other people, but it was kind of my main job. So this is pretty incredible to see 2008 come through, and to see 20 people in charge, and 20 people knowing the route, and 20 people in charge of the food, 20 people helping clean up after the food and make the food, and be in charge of the teaching and everything. So, and especially kind of people pulling from their different talents, like Adam being so good at making video blogs, and David so good at making sprouts, and Jacob being an expert at bike stuff, and Travis with that little bus and everything. Just really neat to see everybody pulling together and buying into something that is so powerful and so meaningful, and that just their whole life perspective, I think, is changing in this 2 or 3 weeks. And I think that's true with all the writers, but it's also true with the students and with the chaperones and the schools that they visit. Mostly I'd say it's contagious, and it's contagious in a good way. It's rough to see it come by, but it's also kind of warms my heart. And gosh, I don't say stuff like that, but I would say it's probably one of the most powerful ideas and impacts that has changed my life, and it's neat to spread it to other folks and to have them embrace it and for it to become part of their lives. So anyway, ride your bikes, eat vegetables and stuff, I don't know. Of course I wish them well on their bike tour. This is it's pretty huge, and if that's all they talk about during the holiday time, just listen, because it's a pretty big deal to them. So congratulations, bike tour, for being so huge and so fantastic, and good job for carrying on the legacy, all the writers, and it wouldn't be able to happen without the generosity of all the folks along the way. So great job to everybody, and really makes me proud to see it go all this way with everybody's talents put together and put to work for such a positive thing.